Hey everyone, it's Becky. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, then welcome. And if you don't want to miss out on weekly pick a card readings like this one each week for me, don't forget to subscribe. Today's pick a card reading is, what are their feelings when checking out your social media? Okay, so yeah, we're gonna take a look at what the person who's on your mind is feeling when they are checking out your social media. What's interesting about this video is the songs that came through for each pile were either from the 70s, 80s, or 90s, which I find to be interesting. So, you know, if you or the person who's on your mind has any kind of like connection with any of those decades, or like you or them act like, oh man, life was better, in the 90s or something, if you were around then, like, keep that in mind, okay? Because that came through for this. Okay, also, like, feel free to comment on anything, in regards to the reading. I love reading the comments. And if you have a request, like, leave that as well in the comments. All right, let's get started. In front of me, I have 4 different options, each with a different shell. Choose the one that really calls out to you. This is Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4. If you need more time, you can pause the video now, and if you know which one you want, you can go to the timestamp down below. Okay, let's get started. Hey, group number 1. Okay, so what is the person's who's on your mind's feelings when they check out your social media? Okay, so the song that came to me when tapping into the energy of this pile is Groovy Kind of Love by Phil Collins, okay? And the lyrics in particular that stand out for this are, when I'm feeling blue, all I have to do is take a look at you, and then I'm not so blue. When I'm in your arms, nothing seems to matter. My whole world could shatter. I don't care. Wouldn't you agree? Baby, you and me got a groovy kind of love. Aw, this is so sweet. Okay, so, for some of you, I feel like this is a new person, or, and others of you, this is an ex energy. So it definitely could go either way. Okay, so I feel like, with this card, this person is definitely feeling like the sting, like the stingray, by not being with you. Okay, so when they're looking at your social media, it's kind of like it just like, they feel this like stab, this sting type of feeling, this hurt. But along with the song is it's kind of like at the same time, like, no matter how bad their day is or how bad they feel, like the groovy kind of love, it's like when they look at your social media, it like takes them to this different place, this different wavelength, emotionally, and it's like they start to feel like okay again, and like happy, and like love, and like anything's possible, okay? So it's, and I feel like, if you weren't involved with this person, like if this is a crush type energy or a new person, it's like they imagine what it would be like to be in your arms. And if this is an ex, then it's like they miss when they were in your arms. Like that's the image that's coming in particular about when this person looks at your social media. Yeah, and I feel like, they feel like being in your arms is like the whole world could fall apart and everything would be okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so this person, so even if this ended, they still feel really energetically connected to you guys, okay? And they're not quite sure why, but with this card, it indicates to me that this could be a past life connection, okay? So you guys could have been, romantic partners in another life, and that is why you feel so connected even if you're not together. Okay, so I also feel like this person sees the potential that you two have, okay? So if this is an ex, they feel like, you know, you guys had such potential to really like be this elevated couple who like, you know, lives an inspired life and inspires each other and just like, you know, ignites this flame of inspiration and passion within each other and just could take each other to a higher level, okay? Like you two activated this wisdom within each other with this whale spirit here. So it's almost like, and if it's a new person, it's kind of like they see the potential that you two could have. Okay, I feel like you both are like wanting this, like, just to be a more, like the best versions of yourself, you know, and if you're into spirituality, like spiritually, you know, advanced and like, you know, just like aware, woke, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, like an elevated, they feel like, oh my gosh, like you're the person that would help them elevate, basically. Okay, so this person also feels connected to you through music. So they might hear like a certain song and feel like, oh, you know, like they feel like almost like you two are together, even though you're not. And it goes back to you two being energetically connected, okay? And even though, you know, you're not together, it's like you both don't know why you feel it so strongly, but you do, which is interesting. I also think with the music card here that they feel like when they hear certain songs, almost like, oh, it's a sign, you know, like that you two are meant to be. Oh, that's interesting. I feel like you guys do the same thing. Okay, okay, so with the games card here, I feel like this person kind of plays games as far as like not really, you know, like outwardly showing or expressing or communicating to you like how they truly feel, which is what's coming through in the cards. No, I feel like they put up this like kind of a front, you know, like they're okay being single, they're okay with you not in their life, and I don't feel like that's true at all. So that is the game playing card, and along with that, so like if you guys do communicate with this person, you're not really expressing honestly like what they really want, which is to be with you. Okay, yeah, and then like with the faded card here, also goes hand in hand, you know, with the past life. And it's almost like, so no matter if you guys are together and if you have spoken or not, no matter how much time has gone by, it's like you two still feel energetically connected to each other. And it's kind of like, you know, those emotions end up coming back even if you haven't spoken. And even if you both have, you know, moved on, you know, with others, tried to move on. I feel like, you know, in the back of this person is always in the back of your mind and you're always in theirs, okay? And I feel like, again, it goes back to like when you were together, if this was an ex, it was like you guys were just on such a elevated wavelength, like when it was good, that so far you guys have not been able to match that with anybody else. Okay, so with these two cards here, I feel like this person, they want a fresh start with you. They want a clean slate. So it's like if you two were to get back together, then you would have to give each other a clean slate and a fresh start, okay? Like let the past go. And if you can't do that, then I feel like that is a sign for you both that it's time to move on. Okay, so when I see this card, this tells me that this person, they like, when they look at your social media, they're in awe, okay, of your beauty or your handsomeness, okay? And like, honestly feel like you are one of the most attractive people that they've ever laid eyes on. That's also coming through. But it's not just looks. Like, it's beauty on the inside as well as the outside, okay? It's like all around. Like they're just attracted to you. Yeah. Okay, so I also feel like this person is kind of waiting. They're waiting, they're watching, you know. Well, yeah, they're watching, but like they're kind of at this place currently where they're really observing you and like trying to see if there's any sign or indication that you miss them or you want them, you know, that you feel like they're the one. But I feel like they're also wondering if they'll hear from you, but I feel like you are going to hear from this person, okay? It's just a matter of when. It's like they're watching and waiting for the right moment to pounce. Yeah, I don't know why that came through, but it is. Because I think ultimately, like, you are a wish to this person, okay? And they want nothing more than to start fresh with you. Okay, group number 1, this is what I see for you guys. If this resonates, let me know in the comments. And don't forget to give it a like. All right, bye guys. Hey, group number 2. Okay, so what do they feel when they check out your social media? All right, so I got 2 songs for you guys. So the first one is How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees. Okay, and the lyrics in particular are, how deep is your love? How deep is your love? I really need to know, 'cause we're living in a world of fools, breaking us down, and they all should let us be. You belong to you and me. Okay. And the other one is Who Do You Think You Are by the Spice Girls. And it was just that line, so not like the rest of those lyrics. And I'll get more into that as I go on with the reading. But yeah, okay, so I found this to be interesting, okay. So, okay, the first card that came up in regards to how they feel when they're looking at your social media is my alternative card. Okay, so I feel like, and this goes hand in hand with my change card, okay. When they look at your social media, they're like, who is this person? Okay, like that's how much I feel like you look like you've changed since either you two, you know, if this is an ex, like since you two were together, or if this is somebody new, like since you two met, okay. So you have this definite, like, just all around, like you appear different to this person, and they're kind of left like wondering like, who are you? Which I think is interesting. And in particular, okay, so with alternative and change, I feel like you guys now come across as like a edgier, bolder, you know, more like true to yourself, stand your ground, like speak your mind type of person. As well as, like I said, like an edgier, you know, like you'll rock the boat type of person. That's what's coming across. So on top of all that, I feel like you guys are also posting something that's giving this indication of like you living your best life, okay? So whether that's true or not, that's what's coming across and that's what they're noticing, okay? And yeah, I'm getting the impression that they feel kind of jealous in a way. Okay, so on top of that whole best life thing, I also feel like there's something materialistic that you're posting. So like that could be like name brand, you know, purse, handbag, clothes, jewelry, a car, you know, something flashy and materialistic. And that is when the line came to me of them thinking like, who do you think you are? You know, like, so I don't know if you like came across a completely different way or a more toned down way in regards to like, you know, being flashy with the things and, you know, like traveling or taking pics wherever if you're going out or at some exotic or different like place. But like I feel like you're going all out with that now on social media, and this person's just like, who do you think you are? Like, you weren't like that with me. Yeah. And on top of that, so I feel like this person kind of comes across like a Taurus, and in particular, they're kind of like a no-nonsense person. They don't like to really, you know, I'm getting the impression like they don't like to put their nose in everybody else's business. They kind of just like to put, you know, like, what's in front of me, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna mind my own business and get this job done type of thing, you know, whereas you're kind of the opposite, I feel. And like, you always want to know the latest and what's everyone up to, and like, you know, you're all about who's checking out my stuff, who's clicking like, you know. Whereas this person, I feel like, is less observant in that way, and they kind of just do their thing and they don't really notice like who's noticing them. But they are checking out your stuff, okay? So in regards to the song, How Deep Is Your Love, I really need to know, because we're living in a world of fools who are trying to break us down, you know, and they all should let us be. You belong to you and me. So this person definitely sees potential for you and them, but they want to know, like, do you want the same thing? And it's kind of like, you know, with you posting, you know, like your best life and anything flashy, they're kind of getting the impression that along with that, like, you guys are kind of just interested right now in gaining followers and not anything like substantial. And this person, I feel like, is not about that life. Okay. And so I feel like some of you, these people are kind of materialistic, but they're not, and they may post it, but not to the same degree as like you do. Okay, so I don't feel like they're as big on social media as far as posting goes. And with you posting up on your best life and anything flashy, they are like, okay, they think that all you want now is like a following. And while they're trying to build this life, I feel like that they feel like is more substantial and more real, and they wonder if you want the same thing, or if you just like are gonna get caught up in the world of, you know, having fans and followers and not really care about what's in front of you. Yeah, that's the other thing that's coming through about, doesn't have to do with the social media thing, but I feel like they think you're also glued to your phone when they're like right there in front of you. So that's the other thing coming through, is this person thinks they see themselves as being like in a more innocent light than you. Like they think, look at me, I was trying to be the good boyfriend who offered something real and, you know, like a true, you know, character, like good boyfriend or girlfriend, and like they feel like you want to just toss it all away for like this life that they don't feel like is real, like it's fake. That's just what's coming through. I also feel like you two are like both highly attracted to each other, so it like kind of pains both of you to like see each other post any new pic, because you're feeling like, oh, like I'm not with that person. But yeah, I do feel like, you know, I still do have like emotions for you. I just really don't know like if you wanted the same thing or not. And I feel like, you know, they currently feel like they're kind of in the dark, like they don't know exactly who you are and what you want. I also feel like you both have like this competitive nature when it comes to each other, okay? So I feel like, you know, if they post something, it's honestly, I don't feel like that's their life, that's their style. I feel like they're doing it because you're doing it. Yeah, so that's interesting. Yeah, and I also feel like, you know, there's just like a lot of tension between you two, you know, and I feel like it's kind of like you guys, you're really attracted to each other, very passionate people, and like at the same time though, I feel like when things weren't going well, or like one of you thought you were competing for each other, you know, and it could be due to social media, like you could get into it easily too. So yeah. But yeah, group number two, all in all, this person feels kind of like you're mysterious, and they're questioning who you are, and like they're noticing this change, and you know, like they wonder if you want the same thing as them, and yet they do still like feel like they have feelings for you and they find you attractive. They also know that you two are very competitive and could get into it. So yeah, group number 2, this is what I see for you guys. If this resonates, let me know in the comments. And if it does, don't forget to give it a like. Alright, bye guys. Hey, group number 3. Okay, so what does your person feel when they check out your social media? Okay, so the song that came for you guys is Should I Stay or Should I Go by The Clash, okay? And that is basically the lyrics that fit this overall theme and energy for this group. Is this person, you know, they're kind of like, should I stay or should I go? Like, so, okay, your person currently, like, when they check out your social media, they feel like they're in limbo, okay? So I feel like you two were involved with each other, and then something happened, and then it ended, but like energetically and emotionally, you two still feel connected, and like this isn't over, okay? So I'm actually getting the impression too that when something happened, I feel like, okay, so let me first get into the dynamic of what's coming through, and then like, because it matches how they're viewing your social media. So I feel like this person, you know, they started off in this relationship like with an open heart. They were loving, they were vulnerable, you know, they were caring, they were loyal, they were there for you, they were friendly and warm. And then something happened, and then I feel like this person kind of did a 180, and they cut off like emotionally, energetically from you, and like became distant and cold and retreated, okay? And I'm not getting the impression that, you know, they still have feelings for you. That isn't it. And, you know, this card says they're in denial about their feelings, and that's because overall I'm getting the impression that this person is naturally like a sensitive person. So when things are going good, like they're like their best and there, and but as soon as like somebody says or does something that they don't like, it's like they feel it deeply, okay? So they could be a water sign and just not totally know how to navigate that. Water or Aquarius, and they just kind of, you know, act distant, cold, and retreat. So, okay. On top of that, okay, so I feel like this person too kind of has more passive energy. So if they feel like you're acting like you don't care, it's like they'll mirror that back, even if it's not what they're feeling. Okay, so when they check out your social media, how they're feeling is, you know, they feel all the love and joy and like warm and fuzzy feelings like they did when things were good, when they're in that state of mind. And then other times when they look at it or remember, you know, oh, we're not together anymore and what went down, then they feel cold, distant, and cut off from you. Okay, so just like what happened, you know, in your relationship is exactly how they experience every time they check out your social media. Sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's like cold, distant, cut off. Okay, so I do feel like this person felt like you were the one, and they absolutely loved the playful, lighthearted, fun, spontaneous, adventurous like type of energy that you two shared when things were going great. But, okay, so this person though is getting, they feel like overall, like I don't feel like you're giving any indication of missing them or this or that, and you're just like, you know, posting whatever, you know, you're doing you basically and posting, you know, what you want. And they're interpreting that as like, oh, okay, so this person just moved on, they don't care, you know. So they feel like you don't care. So now they're coming across like they don't care. And again, it's like in denial of their feelings because it's not true, because they are still like emotionally and energetically connected to you because they keep checking out your social media. So the impression that I'm getting is now this person is coming across like they are independent and don't need anyone and are perfectly happy and fine being that way. Yeah, I feel like it's kind of compensation. Like, I don't feel like that's necessarily true, but that's how they want to come across now to the world. And I do feel like they're diving into work or a hobby as well. Okay, so I also am getting the impression though that this person is kind of like anchored in on their fixed position of what they feel like went down, and they're just kind of being stubborn about it. Okay, so it's kind of like neither one of you are budging, you know, so you're both kind of at a stalemate right now. Look, I feel like you both don't feel like this is over, but both of you are kind of waiting for like a sign or the other to say something, and neither one of you are, so you're both interpreting this as being like they don't really care. Okay, so the part of this person though that does feel like the love and feels like it isn't over, and like I do feel like a part of them feels like it's them, like who, you know, was kind of out of balance with overreacting. And I feel like they do still have hope for this connection, and they feel like it would take a radical shift for it to work. And, you know, I do feel like, you know, a part of this person is aware that they're kind of sensitive and like, you know, and they are trying to be like more, they want to be able to like address issues instead of be cold, distant, and retreat. And I feel like they realize that that would take them diving into this full like energy and just getting out of their head, you know, not taking things so personally, and actually like communicating and addressing issues. Somewhere a part of them knows this. Now, whether or not they're willing to access that, that's up to them, you know. So yeah, this is where the whole like should I stay or should I go theme comes in, is like I feel like you're both kind of waiting on the other, and neither one of you are doing anything because you're both kind of mirroring back the same thing, like, well, I'm gonna do me, and then the other interprets that as they don't care, so I'm not gonna give. So yeah, group number 3, that is where you both are currently at. Okay. All right, group number 3, this is what I see for you guys. Let me know in the comments if this resonated and what you make of this whole situation. And if it did resonate, don't forget to give it a like. All right, bye guys. Hey, group number 4. Okay, so what does your person feel when they check out your social media? Okay, so I got 2 different songs for you guys. So the first one is Don't You Want Me, Baby? Don't you want me? Oh. But it's just that lyric. Okay, so not really the rest of that song. And then the second one is Dreamin' of You by Selena. And the lyrics in particular for that one are, late at night when all the world is sleeping, I stay up and think of you. And I wish on a star that somewhere you are thinking of me too. And I'm dreaming of you tonight, where tomorrow I'll be holding you tight. And there's nowhere in the world that I'd rather be than here in my room, dreaming about you and me. Okay, so that's when they view, you know, they view your social media in a good light. I feel like you are like the last person that they think of before they fall asleep. So that's like, and they're checking it out like right before falling asleep, which I think is so sweet. And that's when they're viewing it in a positive light. Okay, so there's definitely more going on than just that, but yeah. Okay. So yeah, the first card I got for you was the Dreams card, and that's when that song came out. And like I said, you are the first person and the last person that this person thinks about during their day. Okay, and so, yeah, so a part of them, when they look at your social media, you know, they really miss you and they feel like, oh man, you know, like the times we were together were the best times. So, along with them feeling like good when they remember certain memories, they also feel hurt that you two aren't together anymore. Yeah, and they think about what could have been with this card. And then another part of them actually feels free that you two aren't together. And it's almost like, so whatever went down between you two became a lot for both of you. And it's not that they feel like necessarily free without you, it's just like they feel free from whatever it was that like went on between you two and wasn't getting resolved. And in regards to that, okay, so I'm actually getting kind of a love-hate feeling from this person when they look at your social media, okay? So this fierceness is coming through and they feel kind of like, just like a real cut-off energy sometimes. And I feel like that's, so for some of you, this is for some of you, not all of you. And I feel like it's those of you that appear like you've moved on or that you're entertaining somebody else or involved with somebody else, okay? So I feel like that's coming across. Or maybe that is exactly what got in the way of this relationship. And that is where that roam free came from, of them feeling free from the drama of that. Okay, so like I said, that's not going to be for all of you, but those of you that there was like a third party situation, that's what this is about. And others of you that love-hate is just because, you know, you two aren't together. And they loved when you two were together. Okay. And yeah, we got like the engagement ring and this ring. So 2 rings came up twice. So this person honestly was thinking that you were the one and that they saw a future with you. So that again goes with that love-hate because you two aren't together anymore. And honestly, with the 7 of Pentacles reversed, I feel like this person feels really like uneasy when they look at your social media and like just like completely resistant to reality and like upset basically and hurt. I'm actually honestly also getting the impression that they feel like there's been a mistake, like you two are fated in destiny and the fact that you aren't together is like a huge cosmic mistake. Okay. Yeah, so it's intense, honestly, this unrest that they feel. And with this card, I feel like, you know, they still do hold on to the idea of there being a potential future for you, but they know that you guys would both have to want it and put in the work to make it work this time around. And I also feel like they feel like they're at a crossroads right now. So a part of them knows that they could move on and let go of this idea entirely. And another part of them is like dreaming of you, okay? And like what you two could be. And to go back to the song, Don't You Want Me, Baby? Okay, so that is in regards to those of you that this did resonate, or, you know, for whatever reason, this person is getting the impression that you are either involved, or entertaining, or with somebody new. And they're just thinking, like, didn't you think what I thought? Like, that you were the one and that we were supposed to be together? So how in the world can you entertain somebody else? Okay. And they're like the line just keeps coming through my head in regards to this. Like, don't you want me, baby? Like, they just don't get it. They thought you were on the same page as them. And then with the reunite card here, so I do feel like, you know, ultimately the dreaming of you is going to win as far as their decision on whether to let you go or try one more time. And I do feel like you're gonna hear from this person, okay? Okay, group number 4, this is what I see for you guys. If this resonates, let me know in the comments. And let me know, would you get back with this person? And if it did, don't forget to give it a like. All right, bye guys.